do you lay your head at night, my little chickadees? I'm gonna teach you how to make a pillowcase for a toddler pillow, and don't you go anywhere yet, okay? I know this is very niche, but I do think that this information can inform you how to make pillowcases for your own pillows, no matter their shape, assuming that the shapes are just rectangles and squares. I'm not covering circles or triangles here. Triangle pillows? Okay, you little sex freaks. But let's say that you just made a baby quilt for your own child or for a friend's child. You want to make them a matching pillow, right? Right? Starting off, I got this pillow from IKEA. It is the Len pillow, but I think like a bunch of their baby is called Len. So I'm just gonna put it up on screen right here. For this pillowcase, you're gonna need 3 pieces of fabric. 1, 2, 3, that's it. No zippers, nothing like that. Your first piece of fabric is gonna be 15 inches by 21 inches. Second piece of fabric is gonna be 15 inches by 18 inches. And your last piece of fabric is gonna be 15 inches by 8 inches. As you can see, I already cut these. If you want me to make a video on how to cut fabric effectively, then let me know in the comments. I'm going to first start with my 2 smaller pieces. So my big one, get out of here. Now, in all honesty, I made a mistake. This is directional fabric. You see, all the bikes are going the right way, but if it's this way, all the bikes are upside down. That is directional fabric. The mistake I made is that this is the width of the pillow. What I should have done is that this 15 by 8 inch piece right here should have also been cut with the width being 15 inches, but instead I did the length 15 inches. So the back of my pillow is going to have these bikes going different directions. I'm showing you this rather than recutting fabric so that you don't make the same mistake. And because honestly, I don't think it looks that bad. With these 2 pieces, we need to create some hems on one side of each piece. Along the edge of your fabric that is 15 inches, you're going to take it over to your ironing board. And yes, use your iron. Don't with me, it's going to look better. We're going to fold this over about 1/2 inch or so. It's not really like rocket science. It doesn't need to be exact. You're going to iron that down, and then you're going to do it one more time. This fold that I am doing, I am folding it towards the wrong side of the fabric. Now that I have that ironed, I'm going to add a couple clips just to really keep it in place before I take it over to my sewing machine, because I'm going to do both of these at once. You can also use pins here. I've got this short piece here. I'm going to do the exact same thing. So I'm doing the right side down. The 15-inch side is what we are hemming. Now I'm going to take these to my sewing machine and I'm going to do a straight stitch right down this hem, as close to the edge as I am comfortable going. Let me give you some advice if you are a beginner sewer. The thread that is on your needle is going to show up on the top of anything you sew. The thread that is on your bobbin is going to show up on the bottom of anything you sew. So when you take this as is to your sewing machine, you're going to be looking at the wrong side of the fabric. So be aware of that. In case you have some stupid ass thread in your bobbin, it's going to show on your pillowcase. All right, I have my hems sewn. So let's bring that big piece of fabric back and we are going to place it right side up. You're going to start with putting your small piece and lining it up to the very edge with the hem part going towards the middle. And then you're going to take your larger piece and you're going to put that down and do the same thing, lining it up with the sides with the hem towards the middle. But hold on, because I already told you I have directional fabric. These bikes and these bikes, if you can see, are not going the right way. These bikes are facing you and these bikes are facing me. That's wrong. When I finish this pillowcase, it would look like a mistake. I don't want that. So I need to turn this whole thing around so that all these bikes are going the same direction. Everything is being placed right sides together. That's the pretty sides together. And the hems are going towards the middle. They're crossing over each other. So you can see when the pillowcase is all made, it gets tucked into the envelope. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take some clips. You can use pins if you don't have clips. And I'm going to secure all of this in place. Okay, this is adequately secured. Now I'm going to go to my sewing machine and I am going to go around this entire thing using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. When you get to this part here with like the hemmed opening, go ahead and back stitch a couple times because these are going to be tension points. We're going to, as we stuff the pillow in and out, we're going to be kind of tugging on this. You want to make sure that these seams are secure. I just thought of something as I was sewing. If you're using a knit fabric or anything that has like stretch to it, you need to be using a zigzag stitch in all those places that I said you need to be using a straight stitch. I'm making my pillowcase today out of quilting cotton. There's no, did I say quilting? Did I say quilting cotton like insane? Quilting cotton, whatever. There's no stretch to it. So a straight stitch works great on it. But if you have stretchy material, a zigzag stitch is not gonna like pop if you stretch it. That's what a zigzag stitch is for, amongst many other things, I'm sure. If you're using flannel, no stretch, you're here with me. We're doing straight stitches. If you're using silk, well, I don't really know what to do because I don't really have experience working with silk. Maybe someone in the comments can help with that. All right, I have this sewn all the way around. Now, one thing I'm going to do before I do anything else is I'm going to just check it because let's say I did all that talking about directional fabric and I still screwed it up. This would be the time to, start seam ripping, not after this next step. So I'm just going to quickly pop it out. Let's bikes, all the bikes are in the same direction other than this one where I screwed up. It looks good. Okay, we have 2 more steps. Step number 1 is go to your corners and just clip them a little bit. You're not clipping them to the extent where you're cutting the seams that you just sewed. You're just clipping them so that when you do turn this around, there's less bulk in the corners, and so they pop out and they just look cleaner. We need to finish these edges. I mentioned knit fabrics. If you have a knit fabric, it's probably not fraying and you don't need to do this. But if you're working with a quilting cotton or something like that, like I am, you do need to finish these edges. We want this thing to be able to survive going through the washing machine. So the way we're gonna finish our edges is we're going to use a overlock stitch going around. If you have a serger, you could use it right now, but also I bet if you have a serger, you already knew that. For the rest of us, we need to look and see if we have some sort of overlocking stitch on our machine. You're looking for a stitch that has a straight stitch with it and then like a zigzag next to it, or a straight stitch with some X's. If you don't have anything like that, then just your zigzag stitch will make a difference here, but you're going to sew right on the very, very edge of this. This is like such a crazy zoomed in angle, but I want you to see how my machine is going off of my fabric. That's the finishing edge. Edge is finished. This is sewn together. Clip some of these little frays that, came out of the original construction. Let's unfold this now. Use your fingers or a pencil or a chopstick to make sure that your corners come out nice and pointy. I'm gonna take my little IKEA pillow and of course the inaugural get this gigantic tag off moment. And let's get her in there. That fits. Of course it does. I tested this before I made the video. Super easy to make. Honestly, the hardest part about this was filming it, so you're welcome. One last thing that I should have said in the beginning of the video, oops. Wash your fabric before you make this pillowcase. There is a humongous debate on whether or not to wash fabric before or after quilting. That is not what I'm talking about. I am talking about if you're going to make a pillowcase for a toddler or for yourself and your drooly ass mouth, you need to wash your fabric before you do this project. You want your fabric to go through a wash cycle, so if it's going to shrink or any of the color is going to bleed, that happens before you cut it all up and sew it back together. I could edit that into the beginning of the video, but I like to think that if you're actually gonna make it, hopefully you stayed until the end. If you liked this, please like the video and comment on it, and please subscribe to my channel. I make a bunch of tutorials on beginner sewing stuff, and I'm a certified goofball, so who wouldn't wanna support that? This part is awkward, okay? I don't know what else to say to you.